Well, we're knocking on the door of a new year, which means it's time to focus on your road to a successful retirement. So how do you make 2021 your year for planning? Well, back with us today, Gary Mattson and Laurel Stewart, the father-daughter duo. They're part of a team at Mattson Financial. That's a full-service financial and retirement firm in the Grand Rapids area. As you can see on your screen, popular radio show hosts. You may have heard their broadcasts. Good morning to both of you, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, Todd, good to see you.
Absolutely. Okay, 2021, it's coming up. So why is it time for those in the retirement red zone, and boy, do I love that term, the retirement red zone, to make planning a priority?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen 2020. It's been such a volatile year. It's been really crazy and a lot of emotions. So there's really no better time looking at 2021 and just looking at the future in general to making sure you do have a retirement plan in place. Talking about those dreams, goals, and desires that you want to achieve during those retirement years and having this roadmap of how to get there and how to achieve it. Making sure you have those steps laid out with your advisor, a fiduciary advisor, and being able to take advantage of the markets when they're up, but also react to them while they're down, and making sure you have that income stream all the way through. So a lot of pieces there, but there's just no better time to start really looking at that and honing in on the retirement part.
And really do want to have someone in your corner, someone like Mattson Financial. I love the word fiduciary. That's an important word. Why do you believe people should find an advisor that focuses on retirement? I mean, there's lots of different ways that financial advisors can manage money, but why does the focus need to be on retirement?
Yeah, well, it's a totally different phase, than when you're in your 30s, 40s, or even in your 50s. Some people are retiring more so in their mid-50s, but you're used to being a part of that accumulation phase, It's your go-go time, you're saving, being in your 30s, you can handle the 20 to 30% drop, knowing that there's time on your side to recover. But getting into your retirement years, you can't have that kind of loss in your portfolio, because now you're going to have to delay retirement, maybe take less income if you're already in retirement. There's just too many pieces that you're leaving up to chance or up to the markets, rather than having control over it, sitting down with an advisor, a fiduciary advisor who's thinking about you and your plan and giving you recommendations for today, but also looking out in the future, knowing that, hey, you're going to be in retirement for 30, maybe even, a longer time of that.
I see the statements from the Social Security office that tells me when I retire how much money I'll get each month. I'm sure there's a lot more to it than that when it comes to an income plan for when I do retire, when we all retire, to have an income plan that's going to pay us.
Yeah, it's so important to have that income plan. We had a client, actually, she retired and was working a part-time job, and because she enjoyed it. And then one day she called up and says, I'm just not liking this anymore. I have an opportunity that I want to go work for a nonprofit. Can I afford to do that and take more money out of my retirement? And so we sat down and showed her the income plan. She left. She is so happy now because, again, she's doing the work that she wants to, and her assets are going to last her the rest of her life. So being able to see it and understand where the money is going to come from without market putting pressures on that, and knowing that the market's not going to be there to take away income, it's only going to be there to give you more money when the time comes. So that's why it's so important to have that income plan. Not only to understand where the money is going to come from, but keep those taxes lower, make sure the income's going to last, and it's going to take you all the way through retirement. That's why we call it a stress-free retirement.
We're all looking for those two keywords, stress-free. Now, something that hasn't been stress-free, the market. I mean, recently the market's peaks and valleys have been so dramatic. Why is it important as well to understand what the market risk is?
Yeah, I mean, that's just something where you should have the knowledge piece. I know some people come in the office and say, you know what, I am trusting you and this is why I have you to do it, and others want to be really involved. But no matter where you fall on that spectrum, we want you to understand from the very beginning, these are your goals that we've talked about. We've set your plan up for this, and this is the kind of risk that you're comfortable with, and this is the amount of risk you're going to have in your portfolio. And that way, hey, when you see the stock market, if it does go down that 30% like we saw it here this year, you know that you still have that income plan coming in, and that 30% isn't affecting you. So it's just about having the knowledge piece, having that conversation, and being comfortable enough to make sure that you know where you're at on your retirement journey.
And for us, being fiduciaries for our clients, we don't use just stocks and bonds, what we call correlated assets, because sometimes they both go down. So as fiduciaries, we have available to bring other assets into play so that all your portfolio is not going negative. And that allows us to take advantage of the market for our clients. When the market's down, you want to buy. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? But when the market's up, you want to be able to sell. And that's what we do, is we actively manage our clients' assets to make sure they're diversified, as well as making sure that they have less risk than they thought they needed, and also getting the returns they're looking for. So again, guaranteed income, making sure it lasts all their lifetime, as well as making sure that the other part of the income plan comes up and they can do the things they want to in retirement.
And of course, Uncle Sam's going to want his cut. So let's talk about taxes. Are there ways to reduce what we're paying?
Well, you said Uncle Sam. We love Uncle Sam. It's the IRS, of course. Let's, quote, the ones we got to watch out for, the new tax code coming up. But most people don't believe or don't know that they can actually reduce their taxes by having a tax strategy. And there's so many different ways to do that. And that's why every client's so individualized that we actually sit down and create a tax strategy for each one of our clients based upon their needs, their dreams, their goals, their desires. Do they want to help grandkids with college education? Do they want to help charities? Maybe they want to buy that second home. All these factors come into play and be able to take money out the right way. Right. And unfortunately, most advisors are not trained on how to take money out. They're only trained on how to get money into their firm and then, manage that portfolio. They're not trained on how to take money out. So like you said, Uncle Sam, again, I was in the Air Force. We believe in Uncle Sam. We got a great country, but making sure we pay the proper taxes that we're obligated to pay and nothing more is so important.
And absolutely, you just mentioned the types of things that people could do with that money to be able to give to nonprofits, so maybe to travel more, to have more in that portfolio. But why isn't this type of planning done by more advisors? Why isn't everyone doing this?
Yeah, I mean, it is a very robust plan. And so we're looking at it from, like Dad had mentioned, a lot of advisors might just look at the investing side and the returns, but really you got to look at, what kind of income is that going to provide? We talk about, from that first meeting, what's the kind of income you need based upon your dreams, goals, and desires. And then from there, we formulate the plan. Now, if we just took your money, didn't talk about the goals, and invested it and are getting returns, well, now what kind of taxes are you going to have to pay on that? And so we really have to look at all of it together. And you need to have the licenses. We've talked about that fiduciary standard. And so for us, there's a lot of different pieces here. We take our time, get to know the clients and put it together, but we believe that it's the best route to go to make sure, we get you to retirement and through retirement for that 30 plus years.
That's why we call it financial dating. We don't want you to come in and do everything at one time. We want you to make steps, take you through the process so you understand and we understand that the plan's going to work for you, and we take you through that process. And again, it's a long-term commitment. It's not something that we're going to be in retirement and just do a plan and be done with it. Things change. And so the plan's got to change with you. And like Laurel said, as fiduciaries, we got to make sure it's right for you today as well as tomorrow.
Sounds like something we'd want to learn more about. So something special for our viewers. I'm hearing that you might have a special deal?
Yeah.
For the first 5 callers, if you're retired or getting to retire and have saved $250,000 or more for retirement, we're offering you a second opinion, on your retirement plan, or getting started on it today with one of our advisors here at Mattson Financial. And that can be facilitated virtually or even in person, depending on your comfort level. And we are taking the necessary, precautions here as well. And all you have to do is give us a call at 616-514-3831.
Thank you so much, Gary and Laurel. Thank you so much for the time this morning. For you at home, if you want to learn more about making 2021 your year, Mattson Financial has that great offer. Right now, as you heard, the first 5 callers that have saved $250,000 or more that are retired or nearing retirement, you can get that complimentary full-blown retirement plan. As you heard, kind of a second look at your plan just for you. And this will allow them to sit down with you personally and provide you with a roadmap, analyzing where you are right now and discussing your best steps to really get ready for a successful retirement. It's a game plan to get you where you need to be. Once again, the number to call, 616-514-3831. Again, 616-514-3831.